Arise and shine, it's another beautiful day. You are either a parent or you are a child to someone, and technology has come to stay. So, what do you know about digital parenting? This and more is what we are going to be seeing on this show today. I am Pamela Zamfara, and this is Good Morning Abuja. You know how we start it every day? We start off with a motivational talk. So, come on, let's go get motivated for the day.
Kulu, you can rewrite your story. Let me repeat it again. You can rewrite your story. Stop focusing on the past, what could have been, what should have been. Focus on your now, your reality. What is it now? What can you learn from it? You cannot unsee what you have seen. You cannot unhear what you have heard. You cannot unfeel what you've already felt. What you can do is pause for a minute, take it all in, learn the lessons, and move forward. You have the greatest tool you can ever need to write your story. And you know what that is? Your mindset. What kind of mind do you have? If you have village people mindset, everybody's out for you, and more you will suffer. But you have a growth mindset. A mindset that tells you life is dynamic. Things change. People change. Deal with it in a healthy manner and learn to move on. Grow, glow, evolve, and become the best version of yourself. That's what we're all doing.
Many thanks for staying with us. Hope you were motivated enough for the day. Yes, we all need to be motivated. And sometimes when you don't find someone to motivate you, motivate yourself. We all have that thing in us. Motivate yourself. Get up, get up. Let's all get up and put all hands on deck to make Nigeria a great country. Now, how do we make this country a great country? You have to stay fit. I have to stay fit. Let's go for our Keep Fit segment on today's edition of Good Morning Abuja.
Let's go.
Drop it low, make it roll, back to the flow, bend it over, touch toes, hands, knees, elbows, bust it down, 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 drop it down, drop it now, show it, twerk, no she bad, pretty face, color, big face, got it, 60, feel, my block, it's throwing, they know it, kept throwing, slow motion, she roll it, my flex, now throw it, more chips, young it, rich, me, and girl, own it, scope it, show it, float it, do it, for me, bust it, open, drop it, low, make it, roll, back, to the flow, bend it over, touch toes, hands, knees, elbows, bust it down, 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 no jack, bust it down, bust it down, bust it down, bust it down, sweet lips, you a bad little, I said you a Sunday, you a bad little, till Keisha cool, she can. I do this shit for all my bitches. My costumes on the bucket. Baby, I'm a girl, feeling yet to nothing. I just beat the gas. I'll be my new shot. I'm tryna take a dog. Kenny in the back. Talking, that ain't me, y'all. I'm not kidding for the section, but I'm seeing y'all. Just got out of your out. Yo, time to touch. You call your bodies for a that turn it low, make it roll back.
Give me right to I want that night. Give me right to give me that night.
Knees,
Start it
Welcome back from Keep Fit segment. Hope you joined in. I wish I could join in, but I'm sure you were at home or in your office spaces. You could just do a little stretches so your body, mind, and soul are in sync. Now we go on a short break. When we come back, all our conversations for the day will begin. And I promise you, they're interesting, they're insightful, they're educative. So please stay with us on the Unity Station.
Welcome to Young Hearts, where vibrant minds converge to ignite the flame of innovation.
A program designed to inspire, educate.
Join us on a journey of exploration and empowerment on Young Hearts.
At Young Hearts, we believe in the power of youth to shape the future.
You can say we are too young and we know too much.
There are so many young people who are very skilled and talented.
Join us as we embark on this transformative journey of discovery and growth.
Join us
Every Monday, 5:30 p.m.
at 5:30 p.m.
on NTA Channel 5, Abuja.
It's time for us to say our goodbyes on the program. As usual, I remain your host of the most, Omar with Erese, and I'll always be here with my bestie.
Je m'appelle Oguntayo Olamposi Justina.
Speaking French now, from Jordan to Sweden.
Adios.
Welcome you on today's ride on the show Good Morning Abuja.
This is Window on Abuja.
We have everything it takes to compete with any nation all across the world.
How do we make it? You are not ready to produce.
I've been contributing to the development of your kingdom.
They know my story.
Hello and welcome to Young Hearts.
Our focus today will be on hepatitis B.
Ladylike!
This is Entertainment Gist.
In the 14th century, 15th, 16th century, and even 17th.
That is for zakah to cure our greed.
The purpose why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala decided to create humanity.
The Bible talks about a man called Apollos.
This is NTA Abuja Channel 5.
See you same time.
And have a great and blessed week ahead.
All right, welcome back from that short break. I did promise that after that break that all our conversations for the day would begin. And yes, I have a guest in the other studio, Rhoda Seidu, who is a child mentor. Welcome to the studio, my guest.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having me.
For the day, we're talking about digital parenting. Help us understand what this is. What exactly, when we're talking about digital parenting, what exactly are we looking at?
Digital parenting, since we are not in the classroom, we are not being academic, it is an art of guiding, monitoring, and supporting children in the use of technology, the internet, and digital devices to promote safety, responsible behavior, and a healthy balance between online and offline life. So that is, it means simplicity, educating children actually, how they can navigate online and the kind of risks that is associated with it, the kind of etiquette that is expected, and also teaching them critical thinking skills You see, realistically, we are now like at a crossroads in Africa, especially between the traditional ways of life and then the digital age. So you find now we parents, at least majority of us, who we are from the traditional background, and then we don't know much about digital, technology. We are trying to learn digital technology, whereas our children, especially the Gen Zs, the ones they call the Gen Zs and the Alpha, they are born into digital, era, and they are like called what they call them, the internet natives. How to balance is this, that we cannot run away from technology, digital technology. We cannot run it. It has come to stay and is getting better and more complex by the day. So the how of it is this, that because you're coming from African tradition and that background, we have values, we have ethics that are indigenous to us. We have the way we do our life, we have our norms. And but that is not, that encourages a communal living. But in the digital space, technologically, it's being taught is individualism and then liberalism that the digital, age now is teaching. And then our children are now caught up between, there's sort of a conflict between our traditional ways and, the digital age. But we as parents, that's where we come in. It is our responsibility to guide these young ones to know that, yes, we have our culture that are good, that even when you go to some climes like in the Western world where they are technologically advanced, they still maintain their, culture. Respect for life, respect for elders, duty of care, they are all there. So it means before you are able to balance the two, you must have already entrenched in your family, family values. So if you don't have a value already in your family that is guiding everybody, then it now becomes difficult for you to balance the two. So you must not give children too much liberty and too much time. Why? That because they are still young, they are still coming up. They do not understand the implication of certain actions or negligence of not doing certain actions. So you as a parent, it's your duty to ensure that that child comes, understands that yes, even though as a young person, I'm guided by this principle, I'm guided by this principle, and then you encourage open communication between you and your children. When we're growing up, you dare not ask your parents why. You dare not question certain things the way they are, because they are going to, you get into serious trouble. But now this is what our children are into, and this is what they are taught in school and also society, and even from the digital, technology, they ask questions. So you should not say that they shouldn't ask questions, but rather you should be very open, understandably, and then firmly tell them that this is the reason why I am saying you should not do this. And then you guide them and then set boundaries for them, and then you give them reasons why they should not do certain things. And when you do explain to them that certain things are inherently dangerous or they might be good in themselves, but because of their age, they need now to control it. They don't need to go overboard. You understand? So it's a complex thing, but if you understand it very well and already you have a family culture and family tradition and values, it's not difficult. Because in the internet space, there are a lot of things going on. There's internet bullying, there's internet predators. There are things they are exposed to, indecent things and inappropriate, content. But if you have already taught them that this one is good, this one is not good, when they see it, they know this one is a no-no. And then in addition to that, you also will use the same technology, you understand, digital technology, to also guide, them. Parents should try and find out information about devices, about, some parental control and parental guidance that are there. They are there in the, in the gadget. So they also have to ensure that they limit, screen time, and then engage them more in, physical activities so that they are not addicted, technologically. So a lot of addiction tech addiction is. So you limit the time of their use of their devices so that they can be able to, utilize the time to do other, physical activities like sport or learning some skills, because life in itself is supported by skills. It's not just about knowledge.
All right. Thank you so much for that. For throwing more light on what digital parenting is. Now, what are the benefits? Can you tell us the benefits and the downside of what digital parenting is? And how can we control these children really?
Yeah, you see, parents, as many parents are also influenced. You understand, and unfortunately, some persons don't have an understanding of values. They are just open to anything that comes. And then you see people that begin to behave in a way that, even with their age, you begin to behave in a way that they shouldn't. Why? It is because from their background, possibly they are not given values. They don't have values. And some is just maybe share, deviance. I just want to belong to the Joneses. I want to also feel like I am modern, I'm civilized. So people have that. They are carried away by trend of fashion and some other things. These days, you go around as a woman, sometimes I also get, embarrassed because I see the kind of things, matured women wear. It's almost like underwear, and that is the dress, and then I'm embarrassed. So, but they don't see it as anything, because for them, that is civilization. Is a trend. So, but you should not be carried away by trend. This trend is set up by somebody. You understand, based on their own values. So why can't you also project your own, values by your own trend? So that is that. And some people are exposed in this era of Jackpot. Many people have now gone abroad. They have where nobody cares about how you dress and all of that. And then they now, kind of import it into our society. But what we are saying is that whatever culture or whatever values you have, you should be able to support life. And as a parent, you should learn by example. And unfortunately, there are a lot of parents, especially the younger parents, we see the way they do their parenting, and they don't talk to children. Children are very unruly. They don't say anything. And they are also teaching children vanity from a very young age. You go to the supermarkets now or the cosmetics, shop, you will see a bleaching cream for children, lightening cream for children. And parents are buying. Because they've turned children like they are pets now. My child should look fair and all of that. So if you have values that, you should not, be carried away. You should not be pressured. In fact, you detest it. So that is that. But technologically, there's a lot of benefits in, digital, technology. There's a lot of, in this era of ours, educational resource. A lot of people resort to educational, to the internet, to AI for educational results, for skills, for information, for creativity. Some persons even now, people can learn how to sew from digital technology. You don't need to go to somebody and spend 2 years learning how to sew. So long as you can interpret, online, you see how they are teaching you how to cut this and cut that. These are all things that we can learn from. Even farming. New farming techniques, they are there. Everything about life that supports life, you can find it in the digital space. But again, on the other hand, everything that has advantages also have risks. So you have all manner of risks, like we said before, digital bullying. You have, predators. People who are, some persons in our Nigeria have been recruited into extreme, violence by, insurgency groups through digital technology. So it goes to say that in as much as this digital technology is something good for us in this era, and it's not going away anyway, it has come to stay, we must also try to find out how we can balance. And how do we balance is knowledge. So if I now, as a parent, I want to control my young person, if I don't have the knowledge, what will I do? Lawyers will say, no more that quad, no bed. You don't give what you don't have. So it goes that a parent too should go out deliberately and be intentional about getting information that will help them. And then monitor these children. Check their device. What are they up to? Put, softwares that can guide, filters, and all of that. And that will help us a great deal. So we have to be up and doing. If you are a parent, it's not about you making guy that I have children. No, it's a huge responsibility. And you don't, so parenting is not an all-comers thing. It's something that you have to deliberately sit down and ensure that you are ready to bring up responsible adults.
It's a lot you've said. I'm even trying to take it in myself. Now, how do we create a balance? Because you've told us what digital parenting is, you've told us the benefits, the downside, and how we can control our children while they're on the internet space. How do we create a balance to all of this?
I've said it. Even within the technology, there are, parental control. There are softwares. There are filters. You understand? And if you go to the tech people, I'm not a tech person, but if you go to the tech people, they will tell you, they will show you how these things are done. And when you give a device to them, once in a while, even this one, even if you don't have any tech, knowledge, on your own, you can pick that device that you have given to that child and try to go do a review, go into the timeline of what they've been up to. Thankfully, the devices, they do store that, and then you'll be able to do that. And once in a while, when they are online, try to see what they are doing online. My nephew was online one night around 11 p.m. and I was like, what is this boy doing online? And I chatted. I thought he left the data on because it will always show like maybe. So I said hi, and he said, Big Mama, hi. I said, okay, I've caught you. By morning time, I went to him. I said, let me have your device. He gave to me. And I went through there. And I saw that he was only going through Instagram, all of this. And I asked him, what do you do when you go to this? What are the things you are checking? And then we had to sit with him. I sat with him. And then from time, I told my brother, you have to also try and see how you can monitor this boy. He's old, just 15 years old. But then at this age, he can be influenced by, digital technology to the extent that we will not be able to know. So you see, you have to be up and doing. So the how of it is very crucial.
Thank you so much,
welcome,
my guest, for joining me. Even though you're in the other studio, this conversation was very interesting and educative. Thank you for coming on Good Morning Abuja. I hope that the next time we call you, you would still come and lend your voice to this thing you love to do. That's preparing for a brighter tomorrow. Thank you so much, Rhoda Seidu.
You're welcome, my dear.
That was my conversation with Rhoda Seidu. We'll go on a short break. When we come back, Good Morning Abuja continues. Go nowhere.
It's time for us to say our goodbyes on the program. As usual, I remain your host of the most, Omoide with Erese, and I'll always be here with my bestie.
Je m'appelle Oguntayo Olaimposi Justina.
Speaking French now, from Jordan to Sweden.
Adios.
Welcome you on today's ride on the show Good Morning Abuja.
This is Window on Abuja.
We have everything it takes to compete with any nation all across the world.
How do we make it? You are ready to produce.
I've been contributing to the development of your kingdom.
They know my story.
Hello and welcome to Young Hearts.
Our focus today will be on hepatitis B.
Ladylike!
This is Entertainment Gist.
In the 14th century, 15th, 16th century, and even 17th,
That is for zakah to cure our greed.
The purpose why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala decided to create humanity.
The Bible talks about a man called Apollos.
This is NTA Abuja Channel 5.
See you same time.
And have a great and blessed week ahead.
Tired of buying what everybody said. I wanted something new. And when I went to I decided
You're welcome to another wonderful episode of the number one program for women by women.
I learned it in art class in school, but they only taught us the basic of crocheting in school, and I was very fascinated by it.
But for the women, we are, let us start from our own part of the world. We are a woman, there's so much expectation.
Since on that very lovely and light note, I want to say thank you for being with us today. And tune in same time, same station next week on your number one station, NTA Channel 5. Today is Tuesday and the time is 7:30.
Are you interested in being up to date with the pacey world of sports? Our rebranded Capital Sports is the set for your doing so.
So, join us every Thursday live at 3 p.m. on NTA Channel 5 Abuja to talk sports for your viewing pleasure. Remember, you can be a part of this number one sporting program. Join us on the analysis, views and opinions.
Back, it's Good Morning Abuja, and yes, we are here with insightful discussions about digital parenting. That's what we just watched. Rhoda Seidu, thank you so much for your insights on that. And whether we like it or not, technology is here to stay. So what do we do as parents? We should learn what is happening in the world of these children. Now, still talking about that, I have another guest in the studio that I know you would want to listen to. Yes, my guest is already seated here, and he is Val Okafor. I'm sure you're wondering, what are they going to be talking about? We're going to be talking about catalyzing Africa's young population for sustainable prosperity. Nigeria as a litmus test. Welcome to the studio, Mr. Val Okafor.
Thank you very much for having me.
And I like that you're looking very sharp.
Whoa, thank you.
All right.
Thank you very much.
My guest is a human capital development expert. And yeah, he is the CEO, the Val Okafor Company. Welcome on Good Morning Abuja.
Thank you very much.
So our topic for discussion today, can you make us understand our topic of discussion, because it's a bit lengthy? Someone out there might, not understand what we will be delving into.
That's right.
So help us.
Okay, fantastic. So catalyzing Africa's young population for sustainable prosperity, and then we are situating Nigeria as a litmus test. First of all, the population of Africa will hit 2.5 billion in 2050. This is unprecedented. And I tell people that something unprecedented would hit Africa. And if we're not ready for that, we are sitting on a gunpowder. So Africa is the youngest continent in the world. We are rather getting younger than older. Every other continent in the world, Europe, America, Asia, they are aging. Africa is the only continent in the world that's getting younger. So all eyes are on Africa. Every continent is looking at Africa because we have the energy, the innovation, the enthusiasm, and the power to work. That's why all eyes are on Africa. Now, to catalyze our young population, we need to pay critical attention to education, to entrepreneurship, to business development, to health. And that's why it's important that attention is paid to our younger population so that we can sustain her prosperity. Now, Nigeria is at the center because this is the trigger point. The population of young people in Nigeria is around 122 million.
Already?
Yes, under the age of 25. The mean age is 19.2. So out of every 5 young Nigerians, somebody is 19 years. That's a lot. That's a blessing. But it can be a curse if nothing is done to that population. They can become susceptible to the whims and caprices of those who will use them for social vices.
Wow. That's a lot even for me seated here with you, and I'm enjoying the conversation already. You mentioned by 2050
yes.
Nigeria will have the largest population of youth.
Yes.
What does this, okay, you had actually said what it means. It can be a blessing
or a
and
curse,
a curse for us. How do we ensure that this blessing does not turn into a curse?
Fantastic. So number one, we must invest in education. And education is beyond going to school to learn physics, chemistry, and maths. That is academics. Education is the ability to question your environment, to find out the loopholes, and then use your God-given potential to provide solution blueprints that will fill up those loopholes. That is what education is about. So the young man who is at the mechanic workshop is actually undergoing an informal education because it's learning how to fix a car that is broken down. The guy who is at the fashion shop is learning how to make garments to clothe the nakedness of people. That is an informal education. So what we can do is to merge both informal and formal education, that is now skill, and cognitive education to be able to produce people who are employable. The problem is that we have young people who are not employable because the system that produces these young people are lacking the capacity and the resources to train the people who are employable in society. So you can imagine a curriculum of 1960, 1970, 1980 in today's 21st century. It doesn't make no sense. So we must pay attention to quality education, educate the young people so that they can be thoroughly furnished for the 21st century. Number two is entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurship is one of the gateways for prosperity. If you want to prosper, if you want to build prosperity, you want to build a nation that is thriving, entrepreneurship is the fulcrum, is the pivot, is the foundation. So we must encourage our young people to create, and entrepreneurship talks about creating something, creating solutions, just like China. China is the factory of the world. Just about anything you need can be produced in China. And they are very wealthy. You see, China is the bank of the world. China can donate to any nation because they invested in entrepreneurship. So we must invest in entrepreneurship, encourage young people to pay attention to enterprise development. And well, we have seen young people in Nigeria do well in entrepreneurship. And if you give me the time to, name some of them, in health, in agriculture, in tech.
Nigerians are everywhere. When you just give
Nigerians
us
are
the ground, we fly.
absolutely. So we must invest critically in entrepreneurship. Number three, before I hand over to you, we must also invest in innovation. Now, one of the problems that I've seen and observed from my experience is that we do not believe in our young people enough. We believe in them, but we do not believe in them enough. I'm calling on the government and other relevant stakeholders to believe in our young people. Some of the tech companies you hear about are being funded by American, organization, European organization. We need our people to fund the ideas of Nigerian startups. And if we do that, we'll go a long way in creating sustainable development and sustainable prosperity in this country.
That's it. All right. So you spoke about China inventing different things. You just have to
Absolutely.
say it, and then it reminded me of those days when the GSM just came.
Yeah.
And then there was this China phone that came with an Igbo song those days.
Oh,
the
really?
one Akan Chawa song like that. And that phone was produced in China. China phone, you would see it. And then it came with a Nigerian song. That goes a long way in saying that anything you put your mind to do, you can actually achieve it. Now, you spoke about education also.
Yes.
How do we redesign? Because there was a time where whatever it is that you do in school, they were training you to be a doctor, a lawyer, all
an
these
engineer.
professionals, but we've left that place.
Absolutely.
We have reached somewhere else now. So how do we go back to the drawing board and redesign our educational system? How can
Yes.
these things be put into our educational system that you're not just learning the basics of English, maths,
Yeah.
and all of that?
Yes.
No, you're learning skills
Yeah.
from school. How can this
Fantastic.
be intertwined?
So there's a good news. The good news is that the Federal Ministry of Education on September 3rd redesigned the curriculum. and they inculcated entrepreneurship in primary and secondary education.
Oh,
so
that's
primary
good.
4 to 6, you have entrepreneurship training, and then GSS 1 to 3, you have entrepreneurship studies. So I would say well done to the Federal Ministry of Education for that. Now, what we need to do to sustain this development is to now partner with the private sector, because the private sector brings in their innovation, their efficiency, their speed in making sure that the policies designed by the public sector will be efficiently carried out. So we need more partners from the private sector to be able to drive this program and this policy that we've been able to design. So yeah, it's there, but we need now teacher training. The teachers that will train these children need to be trained, because you cannot pour from an empty cup. So the teachers across the entire local government in Nigeria need to be trained on what entrepreneurship means, so that they can pass that knowledge to the children. So kudos to the federal government, but right now we need to now create ripple effects down to the grassroots.
All right, thank you so much for that thought, but we'll hold it there and we'll go on a short break. When we come back, you can see that my guest is loaded. When we come back, my guest will still be in the studio, so please go nowhere. Stay with us on NTA Channel.
I welcome you on today's ride on the show Good Morning Abuja.
This is Window on Abuja.
We have everything it takes to compete with any nation all across the world.
How do we make it? You are ready to produce.
I've been contributing to the development of your kingdom.
They know my story.
Hello and welcome to Young Hearts.
Our focus today will be on hepatitis B.
Ladylike!
This is Entertainment Gist.
In the 14th century, 15th, 16th century, and even 17th.
That is for zakah to cure our greed.
The purpose why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala decided to create humanity.
The Bible talks about a man called Apollos.
This is NTA Abuja Channel 5.
See you same time.
And have a great and blessed week ahead.
Because how do I educate better on how to grow up? When I went to how to Hey, you're welcome to another wonderful episode of the #1 program for women by the women.
I learned it in art class in school, but they only taught us the basic of crocheting in school, and I was very interested and fascinated by it.
But for the women, you know, let us start from our own part of the world. We are a woman, there's so much expectation.
Since on that very lovely and light note, I want to say thank you for being with us. Time, same station, next week on your #1 station, NTA Channel 5. Today is Tuesday and the time is 7:30.
Welcome back from that short break. Yes, it's still Good Morning Abuja, and my guest, Mr. Val Okafor, is still in the studio. Now, before we went on that break, we had spoken a lot about our topic of discussion this morning. So I want to ask, let's talk about opportunities for youth in Nigeria, because most people don't even know that there are opportunities out there for us. So a lot of youth still think like we're in the 1960s or 80s, where you just have to be a white collared, you have to be in a government employment, or all of that. But
Yes.
people, the dynamics have shifted. Help
Definitely.
youths understand that there are opportunities out there.
Okay. Thank you very much. So there are lots of opportunities by multinationals and some opportunities from diaspora. Sometimes you may not travel abroad to enjoy these opportunities to you. So I'm going to dissect the opportunities from grassroots, national, and even opportunities because I'm a beneficiary of both global opportunities and national opportunities as well. So I'd like to thank the Federal Ministry of Communications, Innovation and Digital Economy for the 3MTT program. The 3MTT program means 3 million technical talent program. The aim is to train 3 million youths in 4 years on innovation and digital skills. And this program is heavily supported by Microsoft, Coursera, and Cisco. These are global organizations. And so far, over 400,000 youths have been trained in digital skills. So I'd like young people in Nigeria to take advantage of the 3MTT program. There's also the Empower program by the NSIP. It was a social investment policy by President Buhari. It's still operational now, and the Empower program seeks to create employment opportunities for youth who are looking to advance their career, whether it's in teaching, whether it's in agro, whether it's in tech. And then I would like to talk about development opportunities. Take, for example, the Tony Elumelu Foundation. Every 1st January to March 1st, that's the window period of that opportunity. The Tony Elumelu Foundation offers $5,000 seed funding across the 54 African countries for businesses that are viable. So if you have a viable business in Nigeria, you could apply to the Tony Elumelu Foundation and get a seed funding of $5,000, right? And then and that there are over 21,000 people that have benefited from this opportunity. The last but not the least, because of our time, I'd like to talk about the Development Bank of Nigeria Entrepreneurship Training Program, which is ongoing as we speak. And the deadline for cohort 2 will be October 31st. So every young person out there who is entrepreneurial, you have a business, you could take advantage of the DBM program. Go online, take the courses, there are 4 of them, qualify for a workshop, and then pitch your business. And you have access to up to 3 million naira to support your business. So these are the opportunities that are available. If not for time constraint, I would have talked about
And
scholarship, I would
really
have talked about
running
leadership
out of
programs,
time.
I would have talked about opportunities to even travel abroad to represent Nigeria at forums. So please be nosy for opportunities, for it is better to be prepared for opportunities and not have one than to have one and not be prepared.
Thank you so much for coming on Good Morning. I wish we had more time for you to talk because I can see that you're like an encyclopedia of knowledge. You just keep dishing it out.
Thank you very much.
What would be your last word for that youth out there watching this program and wishing to be like Val or Kafo?
Okay, my last word to every young person watching me, well, I'll say be yourself. You can, if you try to be someone else, you become a photocopy. And guess what they do to photocopies? They trash them when the original arrives. So be the best you can be. There's a whole lot that God has loaded inside of you to offer the world, to offer Nigeria, to offer Africa. Stay at what you're doing. Discover your life's agenda. Stay at it. Mingle with the right people who will lead you to the right destination. Take advantage of opportunities. The phone in your hand is a time bomb. You can either use it to destroy yourself or to create an empire. So my advice for you is to stay the course, and with consistency, discipline, and innovation, the sky is just your starting point.
Thank you so much, Mr. Val.
Thank you very
once
much.
again. And I love to see that youth is focused like this because there are a lot of negative talks about it, but people like you are making a difference.
Thank you very
so
much. I'm
well
honored.
Well
Thank
done.
you.
Well, my guest has been talking about catalyzing Africa's young population for sustainable prosperity. And we all love the word prosperity. We all love to prosper. And in his words, let's not be photocopies so that we are not trashed. We go on this short musical break just to relax from all this talk, enjoy yourself. We're still in the month of independence. So enjoy this independence song as October comes to an end, let's still enjoy and bask in the euphoria of our independence.
We shall be at the heart of the nation, changing history. How can they say that we are finished? We have just begun. When we have nowhere else to run to, we have nowhere else to go. So get out of the way of the land of our dreams. We are the nation, we are part of this. Oh, oh. We are the nation, we are the land of my dreams. I am the nation, I am part of this. So get out of the way of the land of my dreams. I am the nation, I am part of this. Whoa, carry the song, carry the sound. The future is here, the future is here. Goodbye yesterday, tomorrow is now for the taking. The future is here, the future is here. Raise your hands in the air if you believe the future has come now. The future is here, the future is here. This is our, this is our, this is our country. The future is here.
I truly loved that song. Yes, it's independence has passed, and the month of October is almost gone. But yes, we're still in the month of independence, and each time we remember that we are an independent country, it should give us a sense of pride and joy that Nigeria can become greater. It is our country. We have nowhere else to run to. Well, I totally enjoyed that song. Thank you so much. Now, what would the weather look like? It's the end of October and the rains are still pouring. And I'm like, what's happening? I thought rain usually ends beginning of October. It's the end of October. Rain, rain. Do you want to go away or you still prefer to be here? All right, let's watch what our weather report will tell us. Do we need to go around with our umbrellas or not? And with that weather report, we come to the end of today's edition of Good Morning Abuja. It was really a pleasure